I'm Graham Maxwell.
And I'm Addison Lunsford.
And you're watching Springdale Today.
Welcome to Springdale Today.
To the new edition of Springdale Today in the month of April. Can you believe that spring is still in full bloom?
Yes, I can, and as the month of April continues, we here at Springdale Today would like to reconnect you with Watauga and the film he created for Nuclear Remembrance Day. The video he created has really made an impact on our Springdale community. At the time of the broadcast, his film has 15,000 views on our Springdale School District Facebook page.
As talked about in our last edition of Springdale Today, the remembrance of this terrible event is being seen and heard all throughout Springdale. We would like to take a quick moment to recognize this student. Marshall Lee's TV brings an insight on this impactful film.
The class was intermediate AV Tech, and it wasn't originally an assignment because I just wanted to produce a film for myself and for the class. So he just gave me the freedom of what I wanted to do, and I chose Nuclear Remembrance. Growing up, throughout all of the years I went to school, I've done a lot of projects on Nuclear Remembrance, like the testing. And this year, now that I'm into the film industry kind of, I just decided to bring awareness to the nuclear testing and while doing something that I love. I interviewed Josiana Changam and Eldon Alec. Eldon Alec is the Consul General for Arkansas, I think. And I just knew he had a lot of background in the nuclear testing, so he was one of the first people that popped in mind. And then Josiana Changam is one of my aunts that graduated from the U of A, and she's done a lot of projects about it. So I just thought I would interview her since she had a lot of background in it.
Most kids these days don't even know much about their history. So really go out there and educate yourself. The way we look at social media, follow accounts that talk about our history. Follow platforms that talk about it a lot. There's a lot of people on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram that, go after all of these issues. There's the Miss Marshall Islands account. She's great. She talks a lot about our history, things like that. And I feel like little kids should really look up to things like that so they can, educate themselves.
Springdale, Arkansas is probably where the biggest population of Marshallese are. And I just thought that there's a lot of people here and most of them don't know about what happened. So I think this is one of the subjects that need to be brought into light, and people need to hear the Marshallese people's stories and know a little bit more about their history. So my main goal was just to raise awareness and teach the younger generation about what happened. And if they were to see me producing this film, then it'll show all the parents out there that if this kid can do it, then my kid can do it. So I just wanted to bring awareness and show the Marshallese parents what we can do.
Over 30,000 Marshallese people have moved to the U.S., although some didn't have a choice. The Marshallese youth is our future, so we cannot let our nuclear legacy be forgotten.
Congratulations to Watauga on creating such a powerful and moving video for all of our community to learn from.
Let's now turn our attention to another event that made a giant impact on members of the Springdale community. On March 30th, 2022, an EF3 tornado touched down in northwest Arkansas, dealing a massive impact on those who were affected by it.
Hundreds of lives were changed by this event, but even in the most tragic of times, our Springdale community came together and helped out those who were affected by it. HAR-BER Wildcat News brings a deeper view into this devastating event.
Leading up to this severe weather event, it was clear that there's going to be potential for some stronger storms to develop. As the storm got over North Fayetteville, it really intensified. It really strengthened, and then very quickly, very quickly, faster than what we would normally see in one of these situations, it produced a tornado. But as it moved northeast, it did strengthen pretty quickly, eventually reaching that EF3 strength. This thing was so intense, it lofted debris many thousands of feet in the atmosphere.
So as soon as the tornado went through and I realized that it had gone down Powell Street and then kind of behind the Neil Fisk building off of Old Missouri Road, I realized that a lot of my students live in the neighborhood around Powell Street in the apartments and then in both trailer complexes. And so I, along with 2 other teachers, decided to just drive as close as we could to Powell Street and then walk over into the trailer park. And we're able to locate multiple students that lived in the neighborhood. We just knew that for students, especially after something scary like that, it's sometimes nice to just see a friendly face that's there to say, in this moment it might not be okay, but someday it's going to be okay.
So that morning, I was already up, and I got a text from one of our coworkers, our secretary, who lives nearby, and she said there were reports of the gym being damaged, and so I called our dispatch, Springdale Police Department dispatch. She said that they couldn't confirm it, but there was reports of a lot of damage in that area. And so at that point, I'm like, okay, well, I guess it's time to go to work.
I've been blown away by the amount of support and partnerships that have been developed from just the outpouring of giving to families in need, students and families in need. I would venture to say that Springdale is one of the most giving communities in the United States. It has been overwhelming, the amount of just support that the community has provided students and families in Springdale.
Our hope is that through this process, what our young people saw was servant leadership. They got involved. So you can be involved, right? It's your community. We care about you. You're just as important as we are. We had kids out there helping clean up, helping donate, helping organize stuff. It just builds a culture of inclusion, and we're proud of that. My hope is when people reflect on this, they see the good. They see the good. They see how all of us played different roles to make this big ecosystem happen, but it was all for one goal, and that was to take care of each other.
So I think it reminds us that we live in a really great community. And I think if anything, that's the silver lining, that when we know that when disaster strikes, people are willing and ready and able and so happy to jump in and assist.
I want to say thank you to the city of Springdale, to the community members in Springdale. Thank you for supporting our students and our staff and our community and our parents.
The impact that our community has is truly unbelievable, coming together at a time of need and helping those who are going through that tough time.
Thank you to the Springdale community for putting the time and effort into helping the people around them. As we continue this edition of Springdale Today, we will talk about a best-selling author visiting one of our middle schools. But before we do, let's hear from our dear sponsors.
Experience everything Springdale has to offer. Visit explorespringdale.com or download the new Explore Springdale app. It's the best place to discover all there is to do and see in Springdale. We'll help you explore our many eateries and attractions and introduce you to our shopping, arts, parks, and trails. You'll also find links to our great hotels and meeting venues. Download the new Explore Springdale app or visit explorespringdale.com to begin your Springdale adventure.
On the counter, find a hole, Garrett inside the 5, touchdown Springdale. Shot, good! Wide open Trey Smith, touchdown Har-BER Wildcats!
Welcome back, and I'm very excited to tell you about this incredible opportunity that our district has received. A New York Times best-selling author visited Helen Tyson Middle School and shared his love of writing books with emerging young writers and readers.
My book, Unplugged, is going to be a battle of the books for Springdale this year. So what's amazing for this particular program, having authors speak at schools, is having an author come and talk about his or her career and really just sort of talk about how important literacy is and where ideas come from. That is kind of a unique experience in a school. My favorite part of visiting schools is just meeting my readers. When you talk about your books, you sort of hear what gets the big laugh and what gets the introspective chuckle and what gets the, you think that's funny. And that's really important for writers to learn. I would say just to make writing a part of your regular life. Make it something just that you do every day or almost every day. It shouldn't be a once in a blue moon kind of thing. We get good at stuff we do all the time. Make it something that you do all the time.
I find it so exciting how schools here in the Springdale district get to have the opportunity to have from people all over the job industries coming and talking about what they do and giving students an idea of what they might want to do in the future.
Yes, I agree. Life experiences are inspiring for the future of these young students. Another great thing that has been happening here in our community, the Lady Razorbacks team has come back stronger than ever after the graduation of their dear senior players. But this could not have been possible without their coach, Mike Neighbors. Wildcat News brings an insight into how we did it.
The Ladybacks, after losing a strong senior class, has rebuilt and has one of the youngest teams in the SEC, and they're led by native Razorback coach Mike Neighbors.
One of the first things when I got here 4 years ago was to make sure we could get the right staff here, make sure Amber Shirey stayed aboard, making sure I could bring the staff in I wanted, retaining the players that were Razorbacks that wanted to continue to be Razorbacks. Being from Arkansas, being an alum, being a graduate, being a lifelong Razorback fan, it's easy for me to have that passion. But I've got to find the other coaches and the other players and the support staff, and we've been able to do that. And as a result, I think we continue to keep going in the right direction.
With Neighbors' success in his short time, he is shaping up to be an Arkansas legend, just like his head of basketball operations, Amber Shirey, who is now serving in her 34th consecutive season with the Hogs, where she has carved herself a spot in the history books.
Being from the state of Arkansas, there's no other place I could even imagine working or playing, and it's just been a tremendous honor for me to represent the University of Arkansas as a player and a coach, and then now in my current role as Director of Operations.
I think because I've done every single job, from washing the laundry to making the decision on what we're going to do at the end of a game to beat UConn, having been in every one of those decisions along the way, it prepares you for that moment. But it was the lifelong dream once I got into coaching this was the job I wanted. It wasn't to be a head coach, it was to be a head coach at Arkansas. So for it to finally happen, it made you feel grateful, it made you feel honored, it made you feel humbled, all those things. But at the same time, it scares you a little bit because now you got it. Now what?
After making his dreams a reality, he has gone on the most successful 5-year stretch in Ladyback history with an overall record of 78-50, and he still has his eyes set on that elusive national championship. For WCSN and everything HAR-BER and all things HAR-BER, I'm Connor Jenkins.
The dedication that he puts into his team truly inspires those who surround him. So congratulations to the Lady Razorback basketball team for having such an amazing coach, and good luck on the next season.
Here in our district, we excel in innovation and excellence, and one of our high schools did just that. The Don Tyson School of Innovation drone team competed in the Skills USA state competition earlier this month and achieved remarkable success. Phoenix News gives us an insight into this remarkable achievement.
Skills USA is a national competition that starts out in the states across the nation, and it is a conference that allows students to test their skills in real-world experience type situations. Skills USA is a place where students get to exhibit what they've learned throughout their training in their programs at their high schools. Skills USA brings students together from all over Arkansas to give them the opportunity to know that they're leaving high school with real-world talent, real-world experience, real-world skills that will make them successful after high school. It's an incredible opportunity, and just test students to make sure that they know how to be the best of the best when they walk out the doors of their high schools.
This year's Skills USA was an amazing experience. We got to go down to Hot Springs and compete with several other drones programs with the skills and the knowledge that we've acquired over several years of being a part of the drones program here at the Don Tyson School of Innovation. Skills USA gives students the opportunity to establish connections in the fields that they're interested in working in the future. It gives them opportunities to find internships and job opportunities that they might not have had knowledge of prior.
Gold medal achievement in Skills USA signifies that in Arkansas, our students exhibited the best of the best qualifications. They understood in our division, which is commercial drones operation, they understood piloting skills, they understood familiarity with airport operations, they understood familiarity with mapping, data acquisition, volumetric capture, and how to use that data to create pertinent materials for potential industry partners. They were also tested on their ability to actually pilot through obstacle courses, and our students exhibited top-notch skills in those areas. That's what got us to gold level operation in the Skills USA contest, and what earned us the state championship in that competition.
It was amazing to finally see all of our work pay off to win gold. We've been working as a drone program for several years to first get our Part 107, and we accomplished that. So it was like, where do we go next? And when we found out there was a drone competition that we could participate in, it was a no-brainer. So we went down and we did what we do every day here in the drones program, and this time our work really paid off.
Preparing for Atlanta, go into the state competitions, let us see what industry professionals are looking for. Those people came together, collaborated to build the exams, to build the test fields, to build the knowledge, testing documents that our students saw at state competitions. As we move forward, go into the national competitions, we're going to be spending time with some of our community partners. We'll be spending time with local post-secondary institutions to train and make sure that we are the best of the best, that we've seen what industry professionals are looking for. We're adding certifications to our toolboxes so that students go to the national competitions knowing that they're going to have those tools in order to be successful at the national competitions. We expect to dominate that competition just like we did at state.
Congratulations to the Don Tyson School of Innovation's drone team for getting first place at the state competition, and we wish you the best of luck at Nationals in Atlanta, Georgia.
But before we end this edition of Springdale Today, let's hear one more time from our dear sponsors. Don't go away, there's more waiting for you after this break.
Welcome to McClarty Daniel Country.
With 6 giant locations and over 3,000 vehicles, Northwest Arkansas is McClarty Daniel Country. Stop by one of our showrooms today to shop our full lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs.
McClarty Daniel is proud to be your premier automotive destination.
Need service? We work on all makes and models 6 days a week. Plus, our full-service collision center can repair anything, from a minor ding to a major collision. Have you visited McClarty Daniel Country?
Visit us online at McClartyDaniel.com.
Choose the Wellness Centers at Springdale Schools. The Wellness Centers in Springdale are perfect for students and teachers. Teachers can go during their planning period, and parents don't have to miss work for students to receive medical care. Offering sports physicals, kindergarten physicals, vaccinations, well child checks, acute care, and more. Wellness Centers are located at a school near you. Wellness Centers in Springdale Schools, we are your medical home.
There's just so many great things happening here. It's a great place to be.
They have a lot of good communities like K-Kids, East, and Girls on the Run.
We give every student in the Springdale Public Schools the opportunity to succeed. It can be in an activity, it can be in band, choir, athletics, cheer, dance. It can be academically through History Day.
Our East program, the technology that we have available to the kids.
We have the IB program, we have Medical Academy, Law Academy, Agri Academy.
The students get to be involved not just in the schools and doing things for the school, but being out in the community as well.
There's so many advantages and opportunities that a large city kind of affords its community, but still kind of has that hometown small feel about it, which I think is unique for such a large city.
Welcome back. Before we end this edition of Springdale Today, here are some events and dates that you might want to write down on your calendar. Check out the different sports summer camps Springdale Public Schools has to offer this summer. For more information about the dates and equipment needed, check the Springdale Public School District website for sign-up opportunities or email tcarver@sdale.org. Videotapes don't last forever. Have your videos and photos preserved in digital form. Jim Featherston is converting old videotapes into DVDs and other digital formats. Prices may vary, so for more information, contact Mr. Featherston through email at jdfeather1blue@gmail.com or call or text him at 479-422-3107.
The Innovation Institute Conference features keynote and breakout sessions that are perfect for educators, administrators, instructional coaches, and technology specialists. And it's taking place on June 8th through the 9th this summer. Innovation Institute is free for Springdale educators, but if you'd like to share with colleagues outside of the district, if you are interested in volunteering at I2 this year, or for more information, please email Laura at lbishop@sdale.org. The exhibition, A Cast of Blues, opened on April 15th at the Cash Art Gallery at 214 South Main Street in Springdale. The free exhibition will run for 7 weeks and features 15 resin cast masks of blues legends created by artist Sharon McConnell Dickinson, as well as 15 color photographs of performers and juke joints by acclaimed photographer Ken Murphy. The gallery is open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, so please feel free to visit it. Well, the time has come to where this Springdale Today's episode has come to another end. We hope you all enjoyed this episode.
We'll see you on the next one.
Goodbye.
You're supposed to wave.
Welcome to Springdale Today.